Hey y'all, it's Savage here, and today I am doing an art challenge. Usually in these challenges you do 5 or 10 styles, but today I'm just doing 3 because I'm lazy. Also, usually you do famous artists, or recognizable or iconic styles. I said fuck that because I didn't feel like it. Instead, I am going to be doing my loved ones. First up, we got my sister, known as Cyber Panda Coon on Instagram. Second runner-up, we have Roxafella, who's Roxy is her name. Roxafella is what she's called on Instagram. Thirdly, we have my sister-in-law, known as Viola, or on Instagram she's known as Mama V Draws. And I'm going to be including other forms of social media they have down in the descriptions. You can check them out, subscribe, like them, do as you do. I chose to use Instagram as the main form for reference for this case and this video. However, that might not be the most up-to-date form social media they have. Hence why I'm including the others in the descriptions. Now, let's get this ball and chain rolling. Boop. Okay, so the first one I'm starting off with is my sister to, kind of go from an easy, mid to difficult level. My sister's the easiest one to draw because hers is a lot like my own style. She draws curvy, thick girls, mostly. Not only, but mostly. She also does the thick lines, and we have a similar chibi style, mostly because we reference the same images and bases. In fact, we share them sometimes with one another. My sister, however, does traditional art. And she works with like Copic markers, swatch tape, and blend tools and stuff like that I don't touch. She mostly does chibi figures, character designs, and fan art. She has done character sheets for one of her favorite games, Apex. I love how my sister draws clothing. She makes it look so easy. She makes it look realistic in a sense where it looks like something anybody can wear or something you'd see in a normal day. At the same time, simplifying it for the chibi style she does. For each of these drawings, I am doing by character Shy and their styles. Shy is a darker skin tone character, which I thought would be a nice little challenge. My sister does draw darker skin tone characters, she just doesn't have a lot. So I mostly reference the one with the flower and the little afro. I think I captured it pretty well, actually. Now we're going to up the difficulty level and go on to Roxafella, or my childhood friend Roxy. Back when we were kids, or in middle school, potato, she was like the top dog at drawing. She was the one everybody looked up to and everybody wanted to learn from her. She was our master and our sensei. She had a very shoujo style. She mostly dominantly drew guys. And as you can see from me scrolling around looking for references, she still mostly draws guys. And she does a lot of Kingdom Hearts fan art. Her style is very thin with the lining and fluid. She draws very... I don't know how she does it. Even though her line's very thin, it's very clean. Usually when you see thin lines, it's sketchy and rough, which personally I like. But she makes it very thin. yet fluid and clean. I don't know how she does it. She has a very steady hand to do that. I used her main character from her webtoon comic Rift as the main reference to drawing my character Shy in her style. They're about the same age, character-wise, and they're the same race, or at least close to. And I figured that'd be like the easiest base to use. Plus, there weren't many other female characters references I could make. Again, she mostly draws guys. It was really hard to try to keep the lines really clean. She usually does. I'm not really sure how she would draw this or if I really did capture it. Her style is very simplistic, and she usually adds the detail into the coloring and shading, which I'm too lazy to do. I'm just doing light art. But overall, I think it looks somewhat like her style. Moving on, and lastly, we have Mama V Draws, my sister-in-law Viola. Found this one to be very hard, and the reason I find hers to be the hardest is her style's a lot like my husband's. I think the reason that is because they both started off drawing animals and anthropomorphic beings, not furry. They're offended if you call it furry. At least my husband was. I think that's why the way she uses her pen varies. Some parts it's really dark and thick, and other parts it's smooth and thin, it looks very pleasing to the eyes. Her faces are usually more scrunched up, and the body figure isn't as fluid as I would normally draw it. And overall, it was just a style and form of drawing that I wasn't really comfortable with, hence why it was a little more difficult for me to capture. However, I found great pleasure in drawing it. I loved how sharp she draws the eyes and how simplistic and rough she makes the hair. And I think I did a pretty good job based off of the little references I had. She doesn't post a lot of art, sadly. I wish she did. She does great. Alrighty, well that's all three. And if you want to see more of their art drawn by them better, if you think these styles are neat, go check out their social media and follow them, like them. I like them, obviously. And with that, that's all I have for y'all today. Savage out. Bye!